Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Might and Magic 7, Full Blood and Honour. When last we left off, we had killed Tolberti. We'd gone through the tunnels to AFL, which we now don't need to do. And yeah, basically, did we level everyone up? Oh, we did, but, like, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess the question, I mean, since we've got exactly that, maybe we'll get Grandmaster Blaster on you. We might as well get it on everyone else as well. At least get to 10. I actually think we'll do that for a little while. And there's this. Ooh, they're quite nice actually, but I don't suppose. What was that? What you were using before? Yeah. Not nice compared to those. Assuming that disarm, yeah, the 12 is the best. Right, okay, well, yeah, don't sell a main weapon. Okay. So, actually 2 seconds. Yeah, so we basically we'll get the blaster. We're going to sneak through AFL and sneak into Colony Zod, I think it was called, and once we're in Colony Zod, we will have to fight there, but I think we should be fine at this point. We could get harder. If you'll pardon the choice of words there, but I don't really see the benefit. Sure. Right, so everyone's already there. Fantastic. Did we sell her? Oh no, we just put that there. Okay, fine. Yeah. Not really sure that's the play actually. I think that's the play because it's going to give her extra might. Oh, it was, yeah, and she's getting the chance to hit will come from this. No, yeah, what else? Good. Fine. Yeah, we'll leave Castle. I don't know why we're leaving Castle Lambert. We need to come out here to do this anyway. Off to Harmondale. There's other things that we could do, but as I say, the game has it's taken a bit of a hit. The end game isn't the rest of the game. Well, long shot. So yeah, we'll get moving. So some of the, well, no. I didn't mind the design on Colony Zod itself. It's over there. Right, okay. Let's save the game. But I don't remember exactly where it is in here. This isn't an area I tend to spend vast amounts of time in, but the fact that there's loads of devils here is encouraging. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Wait till you see it animated. It is a belter. Doesn't particularly matter if we're discovered here. Look at that. Actually, yeah. Don't mind that. Right, okay. Now we come through here, and yeah, we will fight our way out. Right. Yeah, the double captains were quite bad at one point. Looks like they are a lot less bad now. Right, our save in here will be save 14. I can't for the life of me remember the layout. I don't think it's that big, but there's a couple of like puzzle things. Oh, that's a bit more like it. Oh shit, I didn't mean to press that one. Oh, she's got no magic. I feel like they're hitting us through walls there. Seems a bit mean-spirited. Oh, so yeah, so something... Oh, well. I mean, it's not like we're short on the damn thing, so like... Have some of that. In fact, I have 3 of those. We'll get spell points back, but I mean... So few that... I think the blue bits on the mini-map are referring to stuff upstairs. I think probably the play here is to just close the... Oh, hello. No, if he's going to come there, then we'll just shoot him. Will we just shoot him? Is this the play? At least it's one-on-one. But while there's only 2 people with blaster pistols, we're not going to do a vast amount of damage. Fabulous. And there's one. Right. Kindly just heal people up. Lovely. Right. Background. I might just go in and kill him. Just 2 devil warriors. Can we maybe give her back that? Actually, they're going to be in close combat anyway. Okay. Oops. Okay, cool. There it is. Sensational. You do that. Oops. I'll give you back that for now. Fine. Oh no, I think I'm not sure on this. Maybe it's this way. The hello. Well, glad you kept out of that disease. Where have you gone? What the fuck are you? Okay, fine. Right. Right, so yeah, so we have these 3 buttons. Look forward to knowing what they mean. I guess we'll go and investigate. I think these are the holding cells. Really? Ah, okay, so this is a force field of some sort. No. Oh, maybe it's like a combination thing. Oh, for God's sake. Right, okay, well, clearly I overestimated you. Oh yeah, okay. Like that. We're doing that. Yeah. I got really lucky one time with the Paladin and got a an amazing stun, and I think that's influenced me in terms of how I feel. Oh, good. Okay, maybe we don't even need to. Well, but yeah, the Paladin's just not as good as the Cleric. I honestly think like one of the most underestimated classes in this, when I've played, at least in the way that I play, is perhaps fairest, is the Thief. Like the Thief for me is probably the one with the most sort of like routine damage. Like over the course of like, you know, when he gets high level at least. I guess maybe the early stage is a bit rough. Yeah, fine, whatever. Right, congratulations, we've got another gun. We've also got a wand of paralysing, I bet that works loads. And we've got some trash which we can sell. And we get the luxury of healing ourselves again and again and again. All of which would of course be much, much faster if we had the Cleric. But we wouldn't be doing as much damage, would we? Yes, we would. We'd be doing more damage because like the Cleric would have spells that could buff us to an extent that the Paladin can't really. I suppose we could be giving them, you know, like Bless or whatever. But right, that looks good to me. In fact, just why not? Like, let us cast protection from magic, and let us. What have you got that will give us that boost? We've got Bless, and we've got Heroism. Look at that, sensational. Do you know what? You can get in on the act as well. Let's have some light. Oh, hello. Yeah, it's somewhere in one of those, I think. I think it's that one. All looking pretty great. Yeah, well, that wasn't too bad to be fair. Hello. Taladon's Helm. Personality might, less luck. Oh, it boosts your light magic. So this is, yeah, like that's a relic for clerics, which, in case you have not noticed, we are not. Fine. And look. Hello, roll a 9 fist. Don't get that case, but still key. Okay. Right, fabulous. Okay, well, there it is. So we've recovered him, which will make life better for everyone. And I think we can. I'm not quite sure if the key opens up the area, whether we needed to do that, but we have done it. So hello. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's just a series of killing things from here on out. Like I say, after the rest of the, the miserable tunnels to AFL, Colony's odds not actually that bad. Oh, where are you? Yeah, whatever. Alright, fabulous. Yeah, it's not going to set the world alight, is it? Okay, so okay, we now discover the programming in this switch. Right, majestic. So there's going to be, I think it's just in there, but we'll go room by room. I see you. Can we not get in? Yeah, okay. Fine. Oh, don't fucking run away, you friggin' lemon. Alright, okay, good. That's fine, but I mean, all these things we'd hope to have done by now. We'd hope to have done. We'd hope to have like better equipment than that by the time we reach here. If you're picking up that sort of stuff in Colony's Odd, then something's gone wrong. I mean, of course, we have save scummed our way through this. To be fair, we've viciously saved scummed our way through. Would this game be better without the save scumming? It would be harder. Would it be better? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Would it be better if there wasn't that frigging lip on there? Yes, that would be better. Right. I do not care. Just die. Die. Okay. Of course, there's two of you. Right. Very nice. Right. Right, okay, everyone who enjoys a good heal, then oh, you've lost all your stuff. I wonder why you've lost so much. Right, anyway, okay, let's save and hope we can tank this. Okay, we can. Twilight is evil, we are not evil. Blaster is not evil, I can't remember which one. Oh, we've got two anyway. Air resistance is not something I particularly care about. Fine. This is not the final dungeon, if you hadn't guessed. It is, I think, the penultimate dungeon. For better, and indeed for worse. Right, where is he? On the other side. Okay. We're just going to charge in. Okay. Now where the fuck is he then? This way? Oh, okay. Alright, brace yourselves, people. Holy shit, right, okay. Right. We technically only need to get Xenoflex. So I think we'll make a rush for him. We are going to want to be a little bit careful with this. Right, so she's lost all the... Well, we're on potions for this. That's just kind of a given now. Lads, if you... Okay. Kind of frustrating, actually, because... What we're just going to do is just confirm, like, all those on the outside are divine cures. Okay, that's fine. Just in case she drops, which is entirely possible. I think now is the time for the first. I think now is actually the time for the second. Is that? Yeah. Right, good. That's nice. Can we shoot him? No. Right, okay. It is him, isn't it? It's not... Oh, it could be any... Double captain. Oh, no, he's there. Xenoflex. We're probably going to... Well, we'll just take the fight. If you're going that, maybe we do go that. That gets more damage there. Right, gonna move. I really would like to get rid of that fucking swine. I actually think the play here is to do that on your turn. Okay. Now I'm wedged in here. Okay, well that was very unpleasant. Yeah, I think maybe our movement speed or something has been tanked. I don't think we can get through there. I think we are just going to have to try and push through this. Oh, that's so frustrating. Right, okay, good. Right, good. I think in actual fact we'll do this in the order of, let's just kill the weakest first. You, easy come, easy go. I mean, we've had some really big hits on that guy. And then some big misses, right, okay. And then we're not getting any hits on this guy, which I dislike immensely. Can we? No. It's fucking, when Neil gets his like 6 hit points attack, I mean, I don't mind it when she gets him, but okay, good, right. Right, okay, that's good. So we've got Zen effects. It actually looks like it's just the 2 of them. Fuck it, we'll go with this guy first. Okay, well this has gone much easier. Oh shit, I should have... I think I will actually get her to heal there. Alright then, come on, Zen effects, you can. Sensational. Alright. Okay. We will need to heal. Although I might just actually try seeing if we can tank that, just because we're leaving anyway. So yeah, okay, perfect. Oh, that's something. There is room for that. There is room for both of them. Don't tell lies. Right. Firstly, you, then you, then you, then you, then you. Yeah. So your alchemy was the boots, wasn't it? Well, that's better. That's quite a lot better. And what would these boots provide? Only hit points. We'll probably put them on for now anyway. It's going to be the armor class one. And then it might as well be those, which can go down here. What's going on with this? Well, I'll tell you what's going on with this. In fact, we can clear up quite a bit of space by just doing that, can't we? So let's do that. Go there. It just looks like we can go there. Then move over. Okay. Sure. Right, going back through to that. Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, that's that done. So we will save the game there. We will town portal. We will town portal. We will town portal. We will town portal. Oh, not enough spell points. Okay. Fair enough.
So here we are, one happy family. Maybe now we can let bygones be bygones.
You must be joking. After the wars you've caused? After all the people you've killed? You have caused much misery. Archibald Iron Fist, for your crimes against the kingdoms of Enroth and Arathia, for all the suffering you have caused, I hereby sentence you to...
Wait, Archie, you told me you and your followers moved to an island to continue your studies in peace. Are you willing to remain there and trouble us no more?
Yes.
He did save my life.
I think this is a mistake, but very well. I hereby sentence you to exile on your little island, never to leave upon pain of death. Do you swear you will remain on the island?
I swear it.
Then go. I never want to see you again.
The score is even now, brother. Goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye.
Yeah, right. So if you weren't following the plot, and you really could be forgiven for not following the plot, that basically... so I think Might and Magic 6... I've only really played 7 and 8. And 8 is, you know, a lot of people would say I didn't get far enough in 8 to really say I've played it. But I gather from these interactions that 6 was about the war between Arathia and the Warlocks. Yeah, and so that guy, whatever, I don't know which one's Archibald and which one's whom, but anyway, like he, I don't know, he would have been the bad guy from the previous game or something. I think, I don't know, or maybe it's just implied that that's the case. Right. Some of you will have seen this coming. I suppose there's been breadcrumbs over the last couple of things, but let's go and have the final revelation.
Resurrectra, everyone is present. The Lords of Harmondale and I are ready to hear your plan.
As you have no doubt begun to suspect, we, my companions and I, are not of your world, nor are our counterparts who have sided with the necromancers. We arrived here a few years ago, weary of our search for the ancients, two of their agents called Shelton and Korak. Much sorrow has come to your world because of our battles with our former friends, and I'm sorry for it. But we think that what we are fighting for will be worth it. We have been struggling against our former compatriots to gather the materials we need to connect to the system of gates the ancients were building before the Devil Creakin caused the silence. We need but one more part. When we arrived on your world, we decided to hide our vehicle in the sea and activate the security system. Because we had already begun to distrust each other, the ship's password had two parts. One known by me, the other by Castor. We had thought we could settle our differences. We were wrong. Without the password, the ship's security system would be very hard to defeat. So this is where you, our allies from Harmondale, come in. We need you to get that part. If you succeed, the reward will be the end of the silence that has shrouded your world for 1,000 years.
Rescue King Roland. Yeah, so it's Archibald was the guy, so we sent there. Right. I'm not going to read this. I'll read some select sections. We have been unable to find the oscillation overthruster. All would be lost, but there is one such device aboard the Lincoln, the vehicle that brought us to your world. It's in the sea. Go in. You must wear our environment suits, enter the ship, return with the overthruster, You'll find the suits in the chest just outside. For the suit to function properly, you must not be wearing any equipment. As for us, we must stand watch at the gate and battle our former comrades. So, this, and like I remind you that our inventory space is a bit. We might be able to pick them up actually. Let's have a see. Can you? They're pretty big. Oh, you're not going to get in there. Eh? Not even for somebody as skilled at cramming large things in tight spaces as I. Right, okay, I think we can, yeah, we can pick them up at least. We're going to have to take off our entire armour in order to put those on. What, you mean like we have to take off that to put these on? No. We have to take off that, everything here before we can put those on. Every element of this is atrocious. I just firstly the whole like gun space thing. It's like, do you think Lord of the Rings would have been better if like halfway through Return of the King, like we find out that like Aragorn and fucking like Sauron are from fucking space, and like somebody, oh no, Gandalf just hands Aragorn a fucking gun. It just, yeah, toss, absolute toss. But the thing is with absolute toss that they might have maybe, and it's tenuous, but maybe they might have gotten away with it if any of these mechanics had been good. But like the blaster thing, it's like we've just spent an entire game like farming up a system around that, and now we just have guns. Like that is not a rewarding system. That take everything off so that the like. And it doesn't auto take off. We have to manually go through this, and it's like the only possible purpose it serves is that we have to go swimming in the sea, and there's some sharks, and the sharks are a bit harder to fight. Oh, which one's that? Prismatic. It just, yeah, like I say, it just serves no purpose. Maybe we'll keep prismatic light. Do we get a decent fee for these? Alright. I'm not going to use that. Yes, return soon, so blah blah blah. We'll keep the relics just out of a misguided piece of role playing. The Mogrid gauntlets we don't need, they can go. I think you've actually got most of this stuff here. Yeah. And then we have a surplus of weapons which have no value, so we'll rather than sell them, we'll just put them away. We will, since that is again a relic. We'll stick to the RP guns. Was there anything here that was absolutely mind-bogglingly spectacular? No. Oh, shit. Yeah, great. Yeah, I don't think no, she can't even get a thing on light magic, so we might as well just sell that. We're not going to be buying anything else, so let's just go at Harmondale. dump the stuff that we don't need, and then we'll sell the things there. Right, okay. Everybody needs a gun, but not everybody needs, like, this many guns. I don't even know if we're going to have enough room for all this crap. Yeah. I don't think somehow we're going to be doing that. So that can go. Right. Oh, we are actually a gun down here. Oh yeah, this. Yeah. Oh, okay, fine.
Perfect mix success. Perfect mix.
Lovely. Can we get the remaining petals over? Remaining petals. Java. So, not give up on that. These entirely. Yeah, we might as well do all that as well.
Perfect mix success. Success. Perfect mix. Perfect mix. Perfect mix. Perfect success. Perfect success.
I think we will just use the Dragon Eyes. We're going to end up using them anyway. We need a yellow, which I think there were some yellows. Oh, well, there are not any yellows left. Doesn't look like it. Right, okay.
Hi, how are you?
No. I don't think we need any more of them. The yellows themselves should see us through.
Success. Perfect mix. Success.
I'll do it.
Perfect mix. Perfect mix. Perfect mix.
Cool.
Success. Success.
Yeah, we might as well just take them, free up the spots. Still want the shrinking. No, really? No room? Okay. I mean, I think a lot of these can go, quite frankly, but... are we anywhere near October instantly? Oh, we got all the way to December. I think December's just random resistances. Do you know what? Sure. It's Christmas Eve. We're certainly not going to go around another year. Fire, earth, mind. All pretty functionally useless, but whatever. Divine Cure there.
Success. Success.
It's pretty lousy. 53.
Success.
Cool. 38 Catalyst. I don't think I'm going to need that for anything.
Success.
Yeah, whatever. Put it in that. Do we get... Is there 2 chests? I imagine that. Yeah, so we might as well... Gibbet, as you know, predictably we did not use even once, so that's that. Yeah. Eagle. We'll carry the eagle, so we can carry some stuff, can't we? We might as well keep hold of those 2 because who knows. We are going to need as much space as we can possibly get for like all our equipment. So this is why it's important to do all this and arrange it as such. I think, to be honest, I'm probably done with all those. Like, we're just not going to... We've got blue things coming out of our ears. So I think that's the play. We'll put that up for sale. ID amulet, wait, look. It's just not going to happen, is it? Sure.
Perfect mix. Perfect mix.
Yeah. I do want to keep that until the end. It is useful. I'm not going to bother enchanting any more items. You know, we've either got it or we haven't, and indeed, I suppose we could put that back on once we get in, because we're not going to be doing any more alchemy. Yeah. Do even what do I start to? Cool. We'll need to go back to Celeste to level up as well. But time on the episode is 45 minutes, so it kind of feels like we are headed in the direction of attempting this. A few yellows are nice. The catalyst is nice. Actually, a red, an orange we'll take. Cool.
Success.
29 is pretty lousy. 48 is much more acceptable.
Perfect success.
A perfect success, yes. Right, so it's just red stuff then. Was there anything that we needed to sell that was... Oh yes, a few things. I'm good to go, so...
Can I help you with anything?
Yeah. Well, those prices are pretty decent, which should give us enough for an acceptable level up. Let's start with the armor.
See anything you want?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Cool. Right. Yeah, fine. Sure.
Perfect mix.
Let's put, you put that there. Might as well put that there. Oh, right, okay. Looks like we have got quite a few bits and pieces to sell.
Thanks a lot.
Lovely. Armour is the first priority, so we'll do that. A strange wetsuit. Fantastic. Oh yeah, we still actually need to sell the Mystic Wand of Shrinking.
See anything you want? Thanks a lot.
Any more armour things anymore? Doesn't look like it. Hers is going to be a pain, so I think maybe we'll just, I don't know what we'll do.
Need a new weapon?
No. Yeah.
Can I help you with anything?
Can't remember that.
Thanks.
Right, so, 1, 2, 3, and we'll put them over there so that we know. Things in the bottom corner are that. 1, 2, 3 will go on here. again, using the bottom corner to be clear which side it is. 1, 2. Well, that's just restoration. I think we'll go 3. He normally takes quite a few points of damage, and he does have some health. And we'll put restoration there. Are these all cures? They are. It would be nice if we were a bit better off for stuff, but I guess we'll take what we can get. Like, we are going to have to thin out her inventory. There's just like so I guess maybe we can go to the Tolarian forest and get some more cures. But yeah. Assuming that they're just there. Well, there'll be some on the hills above if there's not down here. Yeah. Or will there be? I thought there was a load of them somewhere up here, but perhaps I'm wrong. Right, okay. So how many of these can we sort out into actually useful things?
Perfect mix.
So we don't want that, we want that. Maybe not quite as weak as that, or whatever.
Perfect success. Perfect mix. Perfect mix.
So one more yellow would see us somewhere.
Perfect mix.
Was it one more yellow that we need? No, we need 2 more yellows. And after that, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, okay. We could go back to Harmondale. There might be some stuff there. I mean, I think for now we're good. So it's probably a case. It's just difficult because, like, I don't want to be force me off. Yeah, I don't want to be too ruthless and then get there because we're not going to have any extra heals. So. Should have enough for everyone. Okay, brilliant. Okay, Marvin the Master. To be honest, at this point, I think we will go for unarmed. There'll be a bit of blasting, but okay. And yeah. Dubious. I just don't think it's the accuracy that really is going to help us. I'd rather you go in with your daggers. We'll go to Arathia just because it's a relatively easy place to sell stuff. Right, I think what we're going to do, we're going to do a final good 14, and then
How are you?
we will, in fact, like everything between those. No, that's not fucking work, is it? Right, we're just going to have to chuck things over. There's no point in that. There's not really much point in any of these, honestly. I think we will. Oh, maybe we'll.
Perfect mix.
Maybe we should have a few blue potions. Come to think of it.
Success. Success.
So, sure. Why not?
Perfect mix.
Okay, and then we need. So we've gone from selling stuff to buying stuff because I was going to say we could use another potion bowl. No, fuck it. We will. Oh, we're like one away.
Hi. How are you?
What can we buy? So we've got one yellow. Or we've just got haste, but do we have haste already? Was it? Yeah, we've got haste, so we need stone skin, which would be 2 yellows we would need.
Hi. How are you?
Just get it flogged. The alchemist isn't interested in any of that. Fine. Is that going to be enough space? Forgiveness is just a... It's just like the process of taking everything off and putting it back on, it takes a surprising amount of space, but it's also just totally unnecessary. Like, it just achieves nothing in terms of the gameplay, but apparently we're going to do it. Like that. There's not much point in us keeping. There's not really any point in us keeping any of these, but I guess I'll keep some just because. Yeah. No. Don't help me with anything. Top 10 things that were never, ever, ever going to come in. Number 1, that. Sure, whatever. Sell that. The telekinesis is fairly useful. The cure paralysis is useful. The magic potions we might need. The warp potion, yeah, okay, I guess we could potentially see worth to it. Felt like there was, yeah, okay, we'll just put yours together. No, I just... Can I sell these? No. So we can sell what they make, but not otherwise. So we'll just go and exchange them for whatever the first items that we find, and then Sell that. Okay.
Can I help you with anything? Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Um. We've got guns. Do we really need wands of fire? The answer I have decreed is no. We do not. Well, surely we'll keep the wand of incineration. No, having had all this stuff, using up inventory space for as long as it has, the final decision is we don't need any of it.
Can I help you with anything? Thanks.
Okay. That's everything. We'll do one quick nosy over to the stables, just in the off chance that they've got a load of horseshoes, but they have not. So with this in mind, let's go off to Avley. Now, the one thing I would say is, like, the final dungeon, I don't know much about it at all, because I even when I get there, I'm normally just so disgusted by it that I'm like, I just can't be fucking bothered. It was Avley, wasn't it? The sea west of Avley. Yeah, okay, fine. So basically, what we have to do. Go here. No, not good 14, good 15. Right, firstly, do your casting now, because there are things that we'll need to cast past in the area. Right, so it begins. So you can still use that. Who the fuck thought that this was like a good idea? Okay. The fucking state of that. Look at the state of that. Alright, if I get your gun out. Does that start there? Yeah, okay, fine. Whatever.
I can't use that.
Of course you can't. He's got a fucking belt on. It's a ridiculous idea that he would be able to use that while also holding a belt. Although I never even got her armor up, she was still using that stuff. Like, it's just like an obvious upgrade miss. I know, you're fine there. Right, sensational. You might be thinking, well, you know, is this necessary? Because, like, couldn't you just sell the items? It's like, I know, when we get to the boat, we're going to need to take all this off again, put all this back on again. Couldn't you have just like implemented a very, very, very simple script that just turned off all these, and then you put this on and you put them on over, and it has almost exactly the same effect? Yeah, you could do that quite easily. Yeah, it would not be a difficult piece of code. But here we are. Oh yeah, so I think what we have to do here is maybe we do. God, fucking. So we want that. We want that. We want invisibility quickly. Thank you. And then we just head to the west of the map. But not via them, because fuck that. Like, even now, that's a painful fight. Not because it's dangerous, but just because it's bloody... Oh, right, one day at the shoals. Do you wish to leave Avley? Not especially, but here we go. Can't do that while we're underwater. Right. Right, where? Okay, are we being attacked? There's no point to this, but... Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't take out any of our friends either. Yep. That's good. There'll be more of them later. It is down in this bit. Can technically fly. Oh, okay. You're afraid, but we can't do anything about that. I can honestly just take that. Yeah, so the thing with the shoals, we're not. Where? Like, it is generally advisable, come on you bastard, to take them one by one, because they do get a bit overwhelming, and we can't heal magically, so... where is that? What's that? Is that? Oh, that's the link, isn't it? No, this is not the link at all. This is just a regular old boat. You actually need one of your divine cures already. Okay, found a club, very nice. Yeah, this is clear and obviously going to be a mistake. Oh no. Ah! Temple in a bottle. Strange. Oh. Use, pick the bottle up. Oh, cool. Oh, that's pretty nice.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
So, what happens if we...
Okay, let's go in.
What? This is... I've never been here before. Wait, can we... We're not underwater, actually, are we? So, can we heal? Okay. I mean, I guess that's as good as a... Everything's green. Oh yeah, can we cast a fucking wizard eye actually? There is folk in here. Who are you? Oh, is this... These will be the people who worked on the project. Right, okay, great. So it's like an in-game, like, end credits sort of thing. Well... What do you think of these? Personally, I don't like them, but... Don't really tell me much about the people involved or why. Right, okay, well, anyway. Jesus Christ, for all these people involved in this game. Right, you have... Congratulations, game, you have successfully achieved me not caring anymore. Will you just let me out of this fucking place? Right. Hello. Blaster Guy City, Lord Roberts. We're going to die here, aren't we? I would like to not die if that's okay. I don't really see why I should die. Is he... No, he's not made his way through. Oh. Don't know what Blaster Lord Roberts is or whatever, but that is no concern of mine. I would just like to leave. Is there any chance? Please don't... I mean, I suppose we could go... I mean, go back... Don't make me go back to fucking Avley. For your own fucking, like, ridiculous self-indulgent fucking dungeon. And we might as well do that because we've at least killed some stuff, but like... What I thought this was going to be, what it by all accounts should have been, is okay, a bit dangerous. Okay, oh right, so that's just that. Okay, so he's going around killing everyone. Actually, don't do that. Do that. No. Please. God. And that guy's hostile, Tony Evans, but like whatever. Right, I don't care. I just want to go. Why am I trapped in your fucking... Okay. Right, so we can get bottles from there, great. Well... Fucking cares. Why? So do we have no choice? Are we forced to go back to Alfley? We can follow. Well, it looks like, to be fair, this would be... Why don't we go round this way, and then this at least is the centre of this bloody place. Okay. Yes, I think I would like to leave, actually. It's all the bloody same to you. Right, and there's tons... Oh, it's opened. Right, okay, well... Yeah, I actually agree that this is worthless. Why have we not cured your fear, by the way? It's also pointlessly difficult to navigate as well, which is something else I hate. Right, okay, good. Well, the good news is we can at least heal in here. So there's that. Neil the champion, yeah, great. Right, let's never do that again. Yeah. Right, well, I guess we'll get back to fucking Alfley then, shall we? Oh. Just... Why? Like, who do you think, like, in playtesting, when they were doing that, like, went through and like, oh, this is a really cool level. Oh, I really like how it's dead long and repetitive and goes through all this stuff. And then, like, when they finally give up and go out, they're like, oh, brilliant, it's taking us back to Harmondale, yeah! God, yeah, it feels great, man. What? it almost feels, and one wonders if this is part of the problem, like, to be honest, that, like, think again of this. Right, Wizard Eye. Water walk. Invisibility. It almost feels like they couldn't playtest, like all the playtesters like just started like dropping off as the game went on, and there just wasn't enough playtesters, or weren't enough playtesters rather, in order to test the back end of the game. It's just a woeful ending. And I think, and you know, like, we talked about this with regards to other RPGs, you know, sort of past and present. Oh. We're attempting to dodge the. Dodge that one, didn't we? Right. Come here, you bastard. Okay, good. Right, so there's the shipwreck again. So an area which I think we had cleared out. Perhaps not. Giant shark. Come on, where are you going, you bastard? Yeah, good. Is that anything exciting? What's that? Why you would think I would need that? I think Lincoln is down there, but I always like the door to it is kind of weird. Like you have to, like you enter through the Star Trek fans, please cut me some slack here. I just don't know the name of it. The Lascelles, I think is the term. Oh, okay, you're afraid. I am, however, getting bored, so I think I'm just going to go to it. Yeah, I think like that. Okay. Right, we're on board the Lincoln. Right, so we're not off to a flying start. Because we've tried to basically do this without any of our gear, which was a mistake. We will want to save the. Oh yeah, God. Cute. Right, mercifully, I don't think we have to do this on the way back out. I think we can just leave. Yeah, sure. Okay. Right, one of these was. I guess we'll just put everything on there and we'll change it to armor class at the end. Can you take that and. Yeah. Congratulations, you are now Mr. Wetsuit Holder. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, this is absolutely awful. I think we actually divine cure you with that because okay, that was a good hit. I can't remember if they explode these, which would make things even worse. Okay, so we need to now get a heal on you. Like, I didn't realise that we started in a room. I mean, we did kind of cock this up by like trying to shoot them at first. So, right, that is one fewer hit. And at least they don't explode. So there's that. Right, you have no choice but to heal yourself. Right. Okay, so we need to probably close the distance here. Right. Well, easy come, easy go on the fucking heels, eh? Like, if we can get out of this room, which is very much an if at this point, then yeah, we will. Okay, that's nice. Do we kill or just? I think we probably move on to this guy then. If the other one's paralysed. Okay, well that clearly can't happen, can it? Divine Cure, just checking his inventory, it won't be only those two, fine. Rather wish. Right. No, we've cocked it up. Okay, well. Is that. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, fine, let's just rotate around this. So you have no more heals but for your own heals, so it's paralysed clock. 7 damage is probably not going to cut it. A DPS race that we're going to lose. I think that. Well, yeah. Okay. It's been an hour and 30. It's going to be lopsided if I don't frigging finish this, but I just don't know how long this final dungeon is. Oh yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I've got it in me right now, which does mean that the final episode is likely to be a lot less long. But then again, we'll do like the standard debrief at the end anyway. So this was the penultimate episode. The next episode will be the last episode. And then, yeah, so God help me. It's just so. I mean, it's I'm not angry because I died. I'm angry. And hopefully this is actually clear on this one, because I've been angry through the entire fucking episode. It's just like, just so many fucking bad ideas. And like, it had been, you know, I think Might and Magic 7 is, if it stops, if the final boss is what we get, like, is Visconti or whatever his name is, but he doesn't have a gun. He just has like a massive like wand or whatever, but it's the same fight. If that happens, I think Might and Magic's a great game. I think that, you know, or like they just stop it there, and like maybe they make more of that fight rather than spending any effort on anything else. And I know I said that Colony Zod wasn't bad, you know, and it had, you know, quite like the design of the place. I quite liked AFL as a place. But like when you like the guns, the space, the fucking like just terminal writing, the fucking some of the dungeons, that fucking like I will play Might and Magic 7 again. I know I will. Like it's just, it is a game with a really enjoyable start. But I just can't ever see myself clearing out the tunnels to AFL again. I don't know if I've got the maze in me ever again. Like, and like I say, I've got to what's a good way of measuring it? I've got 4 people to their max class level. Like, I think it's been about 7 times. And I've completed the game once. You know, like, because it's just not like, it's just so just embarrassing at the end. Why are we like just again, why are we on a fucking spaceship? Like, when you're writing a narrative, like a fantasy narrative, and the fantasy, when I say fantasy, like fantasy is a genre, and like you can have like something like Star Wars is fantasy in space. It's not sci-fi. Like, you know, something like The Arrivals is sci-fi. Some John Wyndham is sci-fi. You know, like the original Star Wars films, New Hope and Empire, certainly are. They're swashbuckling adventures in a world where like normal things don't apply, and what is essentially magic exists. They're fantasy, just, you know, with a lot of space sections. You can do that, and to a certain extent, even like with Wizardry 8, and I mean, Wizardry 8's got fucking problems, but at least what Wizardry 8 does, and what I think most things should do, and a lot of RPGs like fall into like problems with this, of like they set the rules as consistent from the start, the rules and boundaries of the fantasy setting. Wizardry 8 establishes from second the one that you've come down in a spaceship. That's part of the plot. I don't think, like, I think that the like JRPGs are somehow better at marrying the relationship between a I don't know, like a fucking like slightly post-pubescent boy like wielding a sword against like, you know, tanks and like what have you. I think that there's something about that lends itself to the combination much better than plate mail is better than armor. You know, the armor system and the weapon system in those JRPGs tends to feel like it just feels abstracted. Excuse me. It feels abstracted from what's going on. There's just a general sense that you're getting harder. You know, indeed, the combat system largely, you know, the whole random encounters thing in those games, you know, people have said, and for a lot of people it's a criticism, you know, fair play, if it doesn't land with you, definitely, yeah, I can see why. But, like, it feels like the combat and the rest of the game exist in two separate spaces. Which sort of, you know, as I said, for a lot of people is a criticism. From a certain game design school, there's an element of efficiency to that. But, you know, when Cloud Strife is wearing a bronze armlet, or whatever, I think it's an armlet, or, you know, and then he gets an iron armlet, and you're like, oh, well, that's going to be better. And it is. It's slightly better. You know, and then, like, two soldiers fill him with bullets, and he is better able to shrug off being filled with bullets because he's got a slightly harder wristband on. It's kind of silly, and you can juxtapose with that, you know, like guns and you know, swords and these armlets, because it's all part of this system. And the beauty of it is, of course, you don't have to explain any of this. You just have to establish it, which is like the root of fantasy storytelling. You know, what do you establish? What are the rules and boundaries of the world? But when you're taking something that is in a quintessentially medieval setting, and then it stays medieval fantasy for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, and then suddenly, you know, it's just like people have got guns, but and not just like people have got guns in, like, you get whisked off to like I don't know, like a foreign realm where like the powers are different. It's like no, we're just going to shoot goblins with lasers now. Fucking hell. So that's from like a narrative standpoint. I just don't think that I don't think that, like, you have to be quite sort of gentle and considered with how each narrative device fits in and juxtaposes with the other devices. I was getting two minds about talking about fucking Harry Potter, because, like, you know, I really used to enjoy it, and it's, you know, the way things have gone with the author is yeah, it's not the best. But without wanting to pay compliments there, that those books are very well executed. Whether or not you like the content, even aside from any of the rest of the politics, like it's entirely that, you know, do you want to listen to read, you know, murder mysteries for kids? I did, and lots of people did, but by the same token, if somebody wants to say like no thanks, that's like, yeah, fair enough. But the point is with that, and particularly with that, like, because those books are ostensibly murder mysteries, that's kind of like, it's weird, but like it's almost like fantasy is the setting, but murder mystery is the genre, because it's all about like these layers of clues and like what's happening and what's, you know, going on, and what do you sort of see that. It's no surprise to me that the author then went on to write. I think the first adult book was a straight up murder mystery, because that's what she'd been doing with these. But the point was with that as a series, it was very, very good at establishing an initial ridiculous concept, and high fantasy concept of magic and spells and all that, and then every extension of that, by and large, doesn't stretch the world too far from the existing boundaries. And obviously there's the elephant, I guess, in the room of this is kind of time turners, but like, generally speaking, it doesn't. It's very good at doing sort of like a stepped thing, of like, and every book there are new devices that are put in, and it explains how they work next to. And when I say explains, it's not like a detailed explanation, but it sort of implies how they work relative to the other fantasy things. And as I say, you know, whatever else you think of the books and the author, like, it's that is very well executed. So it's kind of an example of how to do it. How to not do it is to suddenly, like, change the rules midway through to something that, like, the audience can already understand and expect. Having plot twists where there is more going on than meets the eye, you know, that can be really, really good if it shifts the context of what's already been, and it makes sense next to it. But as I say, to use the Lord of the Rings like example, you know, if at at the point of Return of the King, Gandalf turns around to Aragorn and said, you know, hands him a gun and says, like, oh, actually, like, ignore like the last bit of everything in the setting. You and Sauron are from space, or me and Sauron are from space, or whatever. You know, and then suddenly they're whizzing around in a spaceship. It's just. It's not an inversion of the person's expectations. It's just an inversion of the logic of the world. And I think, I suppose it is an inversion of the person's expectations. I don't say it's not at the same time, but it is also a total inversion of the logic of the world, and it's. The word's not. When we talk about immersion breaking in games, like, immersion breaking means something very specific. This is a sort of almost like a different type of immersion breaking, like, where it's immersion breaking within the narrative. And there's been, like, I don't want to just start name dropping games that do this, because, like, you know, what am I going to do? So I'll just sit here and just ruin loads of games for you. But there have been, like, a couple of games that really spring to mind with this. One game in particular that we haven't covered on the channel, but it is in the tier list, which does this it does this twice, and it's oh god, maybe I'll have to cover it at some point so that I can talk about it in relation to this, because it does it twice in quick succession. It does one thing where it like inverts the expectation but in line with the world, and it does it really well, and it's like one of the best, possibly the best arcs of a character. Like I've really seen in anything, because it's the character doesn't change, the player's understanding of them does, and it's really it's quite clever, considering everything else that's around it. And then it does another world shifting twist, and that world shifting is just like, well, that's stupid, and like that just is ridiculous, and does that invalidate all the stuff that we've been doing, what we're doing there, I imagine most people know, who've played the game will know the one I'm talking about, but yeah, so that's disappointing, but that's all. This is all the narrative side of things, and Might and Magic 7 isn't a game that like prides itself on its narrative. I certainly hope it isn't. It's not a game with a good narrative. Like the plot and the storytelling. The storytelling in this is as bad as it gets. I bang on about like how we storytell things. Obviously, if you haven't watched me dissecting the opening 30 minutes of Final Fantasy VII, like I encourage you to go and watch that video of any of mine, because I think it's probably the most interesting. The storytelling in Might and Magic is just sort of barely even there. You're not participating. It's not like it doesn't, exposition isn't fucking weaved in. We're just getting a series of text boxes now and then that give a vague sense of context. There's no characters in it. There's no, it's just not that sort of game. It's a game that prides itself on mechanics, but the mechanics in the late game are just not that good. You've got the whole, firstly, like the insta kill problem in Might and Magic, like that is just, if you go back to I forget his name now, the gun guy, I said it earlier, the Italian sounding name, Visconti I think his name was, and indeed the Minotaurs are exactly the same with this, and to a lesser extent the Wyverns, although at least the Wyverns aren't that tanky and they're on like an open plane. Like those things have an insta-kill attack that is hard countered by a cleric, and other than that I'm not aware of any other counters. So what's the so you just kind of feel like that's not really a well, all these interesting classes and class combinations, and then they kind of at the end go, oh sorry, the right answer was cleric. I think in the early game you don't have that. I think that there's a, the paladin has like a real, it's still an argument as to whether they're as good as the cleric, for the record. Like in the early game, it's not like it's the paladin is great in the early game and the cleric's great in the late game. Like the cleric's great all the way through. But earlier on, there's a lot more trade-offs, and it does just sort of, like I don't mind like the knight, the monk, the thief having more, the knight particularly having like more efficacy in combat, than, you know, the other combat classes. I just think like an auto death because you didn't choose that class. You know, you go back and you watch that Visconti fight, and it's just like, if it was a cleric, we just rinse him, but we didn't. It's not. We haven't got a cleric, and like facing on the Minotaurs just becomes like something painful. And then the dungeon to AFL is like, again, like just like a hideously long dungeon, not with, and again, this is a style of thing that Might and Magic 7 does. Like, it doesn't generally, with the possible exception of where we've just died here, in actual fact, but it generally doesn't do combat set pieces. It generally just puts you in a room with a load of enemies. You know, here are the enemies, you know, you draw them out one by one, blah, 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 do it, or charge in, you know, play it as you will, but there's no, they're not trying to arrange sequences. The fact that the enemy strength and levels are randomised, I think, or the placement of the mods, it's certainly felt that way. You know, it tells a story. It has the feel of being quite procedural. If it isn't procedural and it is designed that way, that's not a good point in its favour. But I suppose if you're going to have a wide range of powers and classes, it makes sense to be a bit more like that. And it feels fun in the first half of the game. But when you've got like dungeons like the maze and dungeons like the tunnels to AFL, that's just a fucking long, like sluggish, slow dungeon. Not one big, not, you know, in the early game, it's like when you, I don't know, like you're fighting Romthrax or something. Like, that's more mid game, but you're fighting Romthrax. Like, that's one intense fight, and it might go on for a period of time, but it's like you're in a damage race with him, and that's entertaining. The tunnels to AFL, it's like, I've killed 40 behemoths. Oh, good, there's another 40 behemoths. It's just like, can I successfully make my way through this dungeon given infinite like heals and like being able to retreat when things get tough? Yes I can. Anyone can. There's no risk or chance to that. It's just like we are going to do it. So, which is fine in a lot of the game, but like in that section, it's just like that's not great. And then you have like just the sort of the general like malaise that the classes fall into once you hit Grand Mastery. That there probably could have been one more mastery level. Maybe you could only get one in one class. Like if I was going to design it, I might have like, I wouldn't call it Grandmaster +1. I would rearrange the naming things so that the top one was Grandmaster. But like perhaps, you can become Grandmaster in any of the things that you currently can get as Grandmaster for a class, but you can only be like Grandmaster +1 in one of them. The first one you pick means you can't pick any others, or something like that. Something that just dragged that out a bit more. Also, just like not the guns, like just mechanically not the guns. Maybe light magic, yeah, okay, I'll give you light magic. Maybe dark magic, obviously, as well. Yeah, fine. Yeah, dark magic. I can. A new spell school I can get on board with, but not the guns. And then this nonsense about the way that we have to take our armour off to put on these wetsuits. Like, just fucking deactivate it. Just put it on. Like. It's just like, it's just pointlessly painful. I don't know. Maybe the argument there is, if you're doing a druid build, which of course we are, that encourages you to not go with too many healing potions. But the other thing with this as well, like, and I think, like, I don't know. Like, if let's say we get through this first room and we use up all our healing potions, and we're like, well, the first room is probably the hardest room on the ship, maybe excepting the last room, I can't remember, because we've got nowhere to hide. But like, once we do this, we can sort of use positioning to make our life a lot easier. So we use up all our resources, and we're like, okay, well, we better go back to town, re-heal, regroup, and then we'll come back later. If we want to do that, we have to take all our gear off, put on the wetsuits, swim over to the Lincoln, take off our wetsuits, put all our gear back on. And it, like, at what point are you trying to gamify inconvenience? Like, what was the feel from the design perspective that this would accomplish? Because I just don't think it is accomplishing that. Like, unless like, if it was, sorry, I should clarify. If it was designed to be fun, I don't think that's accomplishing that. And I think sometimes with a lot of RPGs, like Might and Magic 7, like Fallout, definitely true of that, and Arcanum, and Baldur's Gate as well, like, and everything that Obsidian have ever done ever. Like, it's made by very nerdy people, and sometimes, like, the way Tim Kane's described a lot of stuff, and I'm going to, I mean, this is a fucking nerdy channel, I'm a nerdy fucking gamer, but I think Tim Kane is also, you know, like a nerdy gamer. I keep referencing Tim. I think his content's brilliant. If you haven't had a look yet at his channel, go and have a look for it. Really interesting, and the complete opposite of this, because it's obviously not only coming from a position of vast experience, he's also incredibly straight to the point. So cool to see. But one of the things he talks a lot about, and I get this sense from someone like Josh Sawyer as well, is that you know, like, some decisions are just kind of obvious, of like, well, you know, you couldn't put the wetsuits on over armour, so we'll have to get them to take off the armour. And then it's just sort of a bish bash bosh. Well, that's fine. Okay, we can program that in. Like, and nobody with that small decision has gone, is that fun? Because it's logical. And like, whenever something that you're doing, or a choice that you're making in game design, just absolutely across the board, without any exception ever, if you go, well, we'll just do this because, you know, this is logical, you should at the same time be asking, but is it fun? And if the answer is yes, it's logical, but no, it's not fun, like the question, like screaming out there, like that must be answered every time, is like, can we either A, change this for something that is fun, or B, abstract it away? And the whole swimsuit thing here, it just, yeah. Anyway, we managed to hit the 2 hour mark despite finishing. So again, classic, like these episodes, 3 quarters playing the game, 1 quarter just fucking rambling about it. We will finish this up next time, I swear it. I'm not looking forward to it, but I would like to see this done. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.